Trump is about to change everything for the United States if they don't kill him first. And we just got some bombshell news on that front, which we'll get to in a moment. It's pretty shocking. Guys, we're at the ultimate tipping point moment for the United States right now. And we better wake up to what's happening. We are going through the largest fundamental change in the structure of the United States and the US dollar in our history, period. I've got a couple of big news updates to get to today. And these aren't just small stories. They are country-changing items that no one is talking about. But first, on the one side, you have a deep state that wants no borders at all in the United States. It wants to control and monitor everything you do. And they want to come to your home if you're a legal gun owner.
And just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible.
Here's what our friend Tucker Carlson just said about Kamala's gun statement. This is openly totalitarian. If we don't resist this, we are done. He's absolutely right. And these same nut jobs want a global government run by the United Nations. And the other side wants to return America to what made this country great. Closed borders, self-sustaining by drilling and manufacturing here at home, increasing tariffs so China can't destroy our country with cheap goods, by saying Washington will decide how Americans live their lives, not the United Nations, or some global cabal led by billionaires like Klaus Schwab. Heck, we don't even know who's currently running the United States. Demented President Joe Biden just held his first cabinet meeting in 2024. Yeah, his first cabinet meeting for the entire year. And he immediately turned the meeting over to his wife, Jill, to run the meeting. You can't make this up.
So I'd like to turn it over to Jill and for any comments she has. And it's all yours, kid.
Thank you. You know, sometimes the White House surprises you.
What? She's not president. This is unconstitutional. What the hell is happening here? This is why the deep state cabal is so worried about President Trump, because they know they can't control him. His plan that he just revealed is to go back to the roots of George Washington's statement about keeping America focused on America. There's a novel idea. George Washington believed in isolationism. The deep state and the liberals have tried to make that a bad word, isolationism. It's not. George Washington believed it deeply, keeping foreign governments out of our business. And guess what? We stay out of other countries' business. We cannot go to Afghanistan and turn it into the United States of America. They don't want it, and neither should we. This is Trump's new plan, and they want to kill him for it. I'll talk more about this plan in a minute, but first, this weekend, we learned that the deep state is actively trying to kill Trump using any means necessary. According to Congressman Matt Gaetz, he's learned that 5 different kill teams are now actively trying to kill the former president.
I'll break a little news for you. I had a senior official from the Department of Homeland Security in my office before the second assassination attempt saying that what he has assessed is that there are 5 known assassination teams in the United States.
So there are 5, I just want to follow up, 5 assassination teams. Are they all targeting Trump? Is it other officials?
Yes. No, wow. I should have been clear about that. 5 teams that we know are targeting Trump.
According to the reports, 3 of the kill teams are said to be foreign, and 2 of them are said to be from right here at home, domestic origin. As ex-CIA agent Michael Scheuer just wrote, quote, "There's no news about who's paying them, facilitating their travel, providing them arms and safe houses. Neither is there information about who is paying for them. First, we must assume," he writes, "that the 2 assassination teams that are domestic groups are simply the creatures of the Democratic Party and or the leadership of the Department of Homeland Security and the Secret Service, which appear to have already taken 3 cracks at killing Trump. In other words, our federal government, the deep state cabal, is yes actively trying to assassinate Trump to stop his election and stop his plan from being implemented. They are terrified. This is an unbelievable moment." Another report on Saturday morning says these assassins are now planning to use surface-to-air missiles to take out Trump's plane.
I am going to repeat my public warning here because of my intel sources that there are surface-to-air missiles in possession of some of these kill teams. I think these may be even shoulder-fired.
I mean, this all sounds fake, right? It sounds like a Bourne movie or something, but it's not. You have CIA whistleblowers, government sources confirming these reports, and sitting members of the United States Congress telling us what they've learned. So why are they trying to kill Trump? Well, it's very simple. Follow the money. As we record this on this Sunday, in New York City, the United Nations is meeting to vote on their new plan for all of us. It's called the Pact for the Future. And they've kept it hidden from you, of course. But this new plan by the United Nations would essentially take the power out of our country's hands, place them into a global governing body, the United Nations. Call it UN 2.0 is what they're basically calling it. They'll tell us how to eat. They'll tell us what to eat. They'll tell us how we travel. Oh, your carbon footprint, you traveled too much this month. Sorry, you can't go and visit grandma up in Nantucket. How we conduct our finances, controlled by the World Bank and the IMF. This is happening in New York this weekend. I just spoke to investigative journalist Derek Brose, who is at the United Nations as we speak. He says Americans have no idea what's coming.
Of course, this whole thing is a major push towards a global government. They don't like to use those terms. They prefer multilateralism or global governance. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's a more empowered UN to act, to compel nations to do whatever they want. And then the other important aspect that we can get into further is the financial aspect. They keep discussing the need for a new Bretton Woods moment. And of course, Bretton Woods is the post-World War II creation of the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank.
It's terrifying. These globalists will stop at nothing. But what they're really scared about is Trump's plan, which I've spent quite a bit of time diving into. And it ends 70 years of the Bretton Woods Agreement. This agreement put in place after World War II. It worked for many years. America would protect all of these countries if they used the US dollar as the reserve currency. America would close down factories and manufacturing in the United States and send those factories to your small country to enrich you. You would be able to build up some nice wealth, but you've got to use the US dollar, right? And we'll provide security. That's exactly the plan. That was the Bretton Woods Agreement. Trump is about to kill all of that. The end of Bretton Woods. Bretton Woods has killed America, and Trump's plan kills it. Remember, Bretton Woods was implemented by a global cabal of millionaires. It wasn't voted on by the American people. It's the exact opposite of what George Washington wanted. And there's been no one around to say, enough is enough. This is stupid. We've got to end this. You mean we're going to spend billions to build up Ukraine's military while our military is crumbling? You mean we're going to offshore all of this manufacturing so that Europe and other countries can become economic dynamos while America crumbles? Now Trump is about to drop the hammer with his new plan. This new Trump era is an era when America comes back to life. You take the advantages that you gave up to other countries, manufacturing, AI development, energy production, all of it, and you bring it back to America once again. You may love Trump, you may hate Trump, it doesn't really matter. This plan is the reason they are trying to stop him.
Wise leaders always put the good of their own people and their own country first. The future does not belong to globalists.
It's an end to the globalist agenda, and they are terrified of it. Mark my words. And that's the news update part of today's video. Now I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is tied directly to everything I've just shown you, each and every aspect of it. It's an earthquake, no less. And it's all tied together. It's a global tsunami with immense repercussions. But if you're on the right side of them, which is what I'm about to get to next, and you stand to gain in a way that only a very few will ever get to. Everything we discussed ties directly into the global shift into lower interest rates, which we just saw this week from the Fed, fewer regulations, which is what President Trump has promised along with Elon Musk, reducing and eliminating these regulations, and an ultra race to double America's electrical capacity, which again is something that Trump has talked about extensively, increasing our electrical capacity significantly so that it can win the AI race for supremacy in the 21st century, something Trump has talked extensively about multiple times. He's deadly serious about this, not losing to China. Now, as you're well aware, the stock market is surging right now, trading at an all-time high. The NASDAQ is up 20% in 2024, 85% since bottoming out in October of 2022. Hundreds of stocks are trading at all-time highs right now. But my intense research in anticipation of the Fed's rate cuts was to track down a company in a sector that's been left behind by the Biden-Harris administration and devastated by the ultra-high interest rates, one that will now see a flood of potential business coming at it in the coming months. That company is SolarBank. It's trading on the NASDAQ. I reached out to them to sponsor this video because of what Trump is planning and how this could affect their company. Here is their ticker symbol on your screen. It is SUUN. And if you've ever wanted to know exactly where my biggest personal market bets are right now, where my most critical market moves are, pay attention to this one, guys, okay? First of all, the timing of this video is on purpose because SolarBank just hit an all-time low. But look at this. This is an analyst report, not me. This is an analyst report with a price target of $10 a share. That's triple the current price. So I'll link that analyst report up in the description. You can read all about it, and you can see why exactly this analyst is picking it at $10 a share. Now, as you're well aware, Trump's chief plan for the economy includes doubling the electrical production of the United States in order to dominate artificial intelligence in the 21st century. He wants America to be the global leader. No more China controlling this. They're the current leader. Hands down, the one stock which during this upcoming Trump presidency I believe could break out is SolarBank on the NASDAQ. That's because it's tied directly to providing electricity at scale across the United States. And it's a phenomenal company. And in my experience, it's a rare, almost unheard of to find a world-class company with surging growth that's also trading at compelling valuations right now, an all-time low in this case. Seriously, think about it. Because you are learning about SolarBank today, no one has ever been able to buy shares at a better price than we get to right now. It's actually mind-boggling. Now, when the market does present you with those opportunities like it is right now with this company, with SolarBank, I had to bring attention to it because this is the business I just love. I love what this company does. I've been following this company for a few years now. Now, Trump's greatest comment from the Bitcoin conference a few weeks ago was this on turning America into an electricity-producing juggernaut. Watch.
But we will be creating so much electricity that you'll be saying, please, please, President, we don't want any more electricity. We can't stand it. You'll be begging me, no more electricity, sir. We have enough. We have enough.
Now, SolarBank stock is down 50% since its high set in early 2023. Meanwhile, its revenues are up over 300% in the past 2 years. Guys, do you get the significance of this at this moment? I'm backing up the truck. This is almost too good to be true. I believe SolarBank is positioned in an ideal fashion for the upcoming Trump presidency. And to me, this is the number one Trump presidency stock, in my opinion. I have a few others, but this is on the top of my list right now. Just look at this. In 2022, they booked a loss of $200,000. In 2023, net income surged 1,100% to $2.2 million. In 2024, with 9 months of the year in the rearview mirror, net income blasted up to $5.6 million, a 254% increase. And the year is not even over yet. There is a deep decoupling right now between the underlying business success and the declining share price. Hence, that's why I'm bringing this to you today before the election, because fundamentals are incredible and the stock price isn't following it yet. Yet how long until people realize what's happening here? Before CNBC and Bloomberg start covering it, I wanted you guys to know about this first. That's why I asked them to join us on the show today. This is the cheapest price this company has ever traded for in its history on the NASDAQ. Guys, no one in the history of this company has ever been able to buy shares cheaper than one could right now in this moment. Let that sink in. Guys, make sure you do your own due diligence on this company. I'm only giving you some of the information about this company and the industry. It's a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. I'll link up their website and the ticker in the description below, but go and do the research on it. And then study Trump's plan to double our electricity capacity when he becomes president of the United States, to make sure that we are not offshoring our manufacturing to these other countries. And AI is critical here in the United States, and that we become the global leader in this, and how this company all ties together with this plan. Do this research, guys, and we'll see you next time, everyone.